What I didn't fully anticipate was how, much of that experience would transform, while I was in the
Mhm.
program. My understanding, of leadership itself. And I remember the framework of leading self, leading others or with others, and
Mhm.
leading change or innovation that was introduced during the program. And the concept of leading with your core values, they were transformational. In terms of for me as a leader in my early journey, that it created and it laid for the more leadership development opportunities that I've had. So that is one thing that I just want to say, off top. And one of the most, I think, enduring lessons from Women Lift is the importance of lifting as you climb.
Yeah.
Um, the program reinforced my belief that leadership should create opportunities for
Mhm.
others. And
Mhm.
I've seen the power of that, especially, leading from my lived experiences and
Mhm.
focusing my own leadership journey on how I can serve others, whether
Mhm.
it's grandmother caregivers like my own Jaja or fellow nurses whose story and experience I know and understand, to lead from serving and creating opportunities for them. And so today I intentionally mentor students. I support emerging scholars and friends
Mhm.
who are pursuing, their own development. I connect colleagues to opportunities and create pathways for women to grow as leaders, not only in research but in healthcare, in academia. And I'm particularly passionate about supporting women whose talents may not always be recognized because of the systemic cultural barriers, and limited access to those opportunities. I look at my superpower. We spoke about that in the early days of Women Lift. What my superpower is me recognizing the privilege I carry as a Ugandan American with opportunities I've had for the amazing mentors I've had. I hold a certain level of privilege that I bring to spaces where my colleagues may not have. And I have to recognize that they hold a certain level of privilege I may not have. And so, especially as you do global health work, that self-awareness is critical. And I often think about the women who have invested in my own journey throughout and even ongoing, starting from my Jaja. They're amazing nursing leaders who have mentored me, stellar, mentorship and guidance along the way. Some who have showed me what to be and what not to be. And, I think Women Lift inspired me to be that person for others because, we are few at the top, as it is, as women. And even the more intersections you have as Black women, as you can find, other, intersections that limit the number, and invert that funnel. And so the more we lift each other to fill those spaces, to be in those rooms, to be of influence, I mean, come on. The power of that cannot be achieved by one person at the top. And so